Hi guys, this is Sage5.tv again, and your host today is FD, and I'm going to share with you my DYOR on Ethereum, okay, using the risk evaluation tool I created myself based on the experience I've gained since I joined the crypto space. I've been in the space now for around 2 years, and I still feel I'm relatively new compared to the other guys who got in very early. But then that should not discount you at all. Okay, you can be just as successful as someone who joined right at the beginning. Okay, whether you joined today, whether you joined last year, whether you joined 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 8 years ago. The only difference is how deep your pockets are compared to someone who is amassed quite some wealth within the space, because they will have a lot of capital to deploy. Okay, having said that, guys, um, this is not financial advice. Okay, I'm only another guy on YouTube who's trying to share his experiences, his trials and tribulations of joining the crypto space. It's been um, it's been a roller coaster. Okay, but that's what we come here for. Okay, it's exciting, something new, and if you're here to try and create generational wealth for yourself and your family and your loved ones, you are joining the right space. So today, I want to share with you my views based on the DYOR, do your own research, risk evaluation tool that I've been developing for some months now. Okay, testing it and trialing it. It's a tool that I've been using in on the other side of the equation. My background is in medical technology, and I do hold a couple of executive roles within the medical technology space. I like what I do, but crypto is just too tempting. I couldn't resist. Okay, let's get started. So, um, you got to think of where this all came from. Okay, I introduced you guys to the scaling mechanism that I designed, okay, or created for evaluating risk, so that you can reduce the chance of you losing all your investments. Okay, and the first starting point is the scale will look at allocating a score from 1 to 10, okay, on the following 13 elements. Okay, first one is decentralization. Is the project decentralized enough? Number two, it's security. How secure is the blockchain or the network? Or has the network been compromised lately? Or has it been audited? Okay. Does it scale or does it suffer during the times of heavy traffic? Has it crashed that it needed some intervention? Okay. What about interoperability? Can it reach out beyond its own boundaries, communicate with other blockchains, share messages, and make decisions based on those messages? Okay, that's quite important, especially with where I think uh, technology is heading to next. Okay, what about project teams? Are they anonymous project teams, or they are well known within the crypto space and they are well known publicly? Okay. Um, what about their social media presence? Okay, are they on Twitter? How many followers have they got? Okay, Discord. Do they have any Discord platform? And how many followers or community members that they have got? Okay. What about the age of the product of the project? Okay, how old is the project? Okay, there are different sources you can use to establish how old a project is. Okay, there is plenty of information available, including the project's own website. Okay, what about use cases? Does the project have any or address any real world issues? Does it provide real world solutions? Okay. And then we go to tokenomics now. Okay. How many tokens were issued at token generation event? Because that is quite important, because you need to know whether there is a vesting schedule, and is the vesting schedule attractive to you? Is it fair, or you just don't want to touch that project? Okay. Next one is tokens in circulation. Okay, how many tokens are actually in circulation at this moment in time? That might also include, the total in circulation might include tokens that are logged in staking, okay, or that are being staked. Okay, they will be shown within the circulating figure. Okay. What about the maximum tokens available? This is the maximum limit of the project's total, tokens available. For example, Bitcoin has got 21 million tokens available. Ethereum has got no limit, okay? And that's what you're looking for, okay? And then lastly is insiders. Those people who are closely connected with the project, like advisors, the marketing teams, the devs, the project owners, and there might be entities or private companies, for profit companies that are building the infrastructure for that blockchain or network. How much is their holdings percentage wise? Okay, rule of thumb for me, 15 to 25 I think is relatively fair. As soon as you start creeping to 30, above 30, I start getting red flags from all over the place. Okay, but that's up to you. There will be other things you got to consider, like strong fundamentals. Okay, where is the project going? Does it have the potential for massive adoption going forward, and is this something that is going to be used all the time? So there will be other things that you got to consider, but the basics are these 13 elements I just outlined. Okay, now let's dive deep into it. Okay, Ethereum, DYOR, your risk evaluation tool. What have you got? Ethereum, come on. So, element one, decentralization. Is Ethereum decentralized enough? Okay, my basic research is currently telling me that there are 11,259 nodes as of 28th of January 2022. That is great. It means Ethereum gets 75% of the total, scores available. So it's 7.5 out of 10 points. Okay. What about security? How secure is Ethereum? Okay. Ethereum 2, which is the one they are trying to transition to, was audited just last in 2020, it's saying. Okay. Having said that, there are also issues around, project building on Ethereum being compromised, but that might not have something to do with Ethereum. It might be just those projects, not taking advantage of Ethereum's security features. I'm not sure, but from my point of view, I think it's a mix of the two. Therefore, I am going to give Ethereum 5 points out of 10, okay, which is the 50% range, okay. Then we get to scaling. Does Ethereum scale? Again, this is a tricky one, okay? At the moment, Ethereum does not scale easily, okay? But it also relies on some well-established layer 2s to scale, okay? And reduce gas fees. But Ethereum itself, which is what we're evaluating, Ethereum itself suffers from high gas fees and it struggles to scale, okay? So based on the combination of those two, few factors, I've, gone for 50%. I'm thinking, okay, there are two sides to the story. So 5 points out of 10, I think that's a fair score. Even though if it was just scaling and nothing else, Ethereum would probably, failed miserably. But because it's got infrastructure in place as of today that can be used, you're talking of Arbitrum, you're talking of, Matic, which is Polygon, okay, and there are others that are in the wings as well that are actually being used, okay. So I think that is within that sphere, you can actually tell the snapshot today of Ethereum as a blockchain scaling. It's got tools within its ecosystem to scale, okay, but Ethereum alone cannot. As an ecosystem, yes. Okay, the next one is, does Ethereum cross its own boundaries and work with other blockchains? No, Ethereum does not interoperate. Ethereum is Ethereum, okay? So based on that alone, I know you can go to the other side of the equation or go beyond Ethereum's boundaries and try and approach it from our side. We are using different bridges, but Ethereum does not interoperate. So I gave it a 0, which is the minimum I could give within that element. Okay. Project teams. Ethereum's project teams, especially the original founders, the OGs, well documented publicly, including some of the tiffs they used to have publicly. Okay, with some like Gavin Wood going on to create Polkadot and Charles Hoskinson going away to create Cardano. Okay, so Ethereum's project team, and currently the devs, they are always in public and sharing what's going on and stuff. So I gave Ethereum, their project team, I gave it 10 out of 10 because. What about social presence, social media presence, Twitter and Discord? Okay. As for Twitter, Ethereum has got 2.1 million followers. That's a lot. Okay, so we said anything above, I think it was above 20,000 or so, it's 75%. Okay, we can never go 100% because we're still going for mass adoption, right? So 100% at this point in time is just out of question. So 7.5 points out of 10. What about Discord? Okay, this one here is very tricky to actually identify one you say this is specifically for Ethereum, but the communities I came across, whether it's Discord or GitHub, they were all over, 16K members. So that's, for me, that's not bad. Okay, I'm sure if you add different community groups, you come up with a lot more. But there's a basis, I think, because this is a basic research. Okay, do your own research. 16,484. That's reasonable. Okay, guys. Before I forget, this is not financial advice. You always need to do your own research about doing your own research, which is the title of this video. Is DYOR on Ethereum. Okay, we are applying my creation, DYOR, Ethereum risk evaluation. We're applying it right here, right now on Ethereum to see whether Ethereum is a safe project to invest in. Okay. Bear in mind again, guys, any project from Bitcoin all the way to the last coin on any list, whether it's CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap, it can go to zero. Okay, right now we're looking at Ethereum. Is it a safe bet for you to come and invest in as a newbie? Okay, once you've spent more time within the space, you'll have learned of some macro things you got to consider when you're looking at different projects. But if you're new, you're doing basic research just to give yourself peace of mind and to do your own research as you kept being told by the YouTubers. Okay, do your own research, but they don't actually walk you through to say this is how you do it or give you something. Okay, guys, I believe in giving people fishing lines. I don't give you fish. You catch your own fish, give you fishing lines, and teach you how to fish. That's exactly what I'm trying to do here. Okay. So once you're down there, guys, checking the links and stuff, don't forget to click like and subscribe, as well as smashing that notification bell. Okay, let's get it going. Okay, so we get on to the age of the project now. Okay, how old is the project? Okay, like within the matrix, the metric definitions, we do say if a project is too good to be true, it probably is, and if it's very new and it's promising the whole earth and the skies, it's probably too risky. Okay, that's what we say. But now you got a tool that you can use, and age is one of the key metrics we look at, one of the key elements. Okay, so how old is the project? Ethereum is quite old, well, relatively old. It was launched in 2015. Okay, and I'm sure it was created way back, probably 2014, but 2015 it was launched. Okay. So for that, I gave it is an old blockchain. Okay, I gave it 10 out of 10. Okay, that's ace. Use cases. Yeah, Ethereum has got quite a lot. Okay, Ethereum in terms of use cases got what I classify as infrastructural use cases, where several blockchains, hundreds and hundreds are building on Ethereum, if not thousands. Okay, they're building on Ethereum. So infrastructural use case is very strong. And then the transfer of value, a lot of the transfer of value at the moment within the space, if you consider that Ethereum is relatively bouncing between 30 to 50% of Bitcoin's market cap. Okay, and Ethereum will probably be maybe of total market cap of the whole crypto ecosystem. Ethereum is probably 23 to 25%. So it's quite massive. It's huge, and a lot of projects are built on it. Probably thousands, not hundreds, but thousands. Okay, if you consider that Cosmos that I just covered in a previous video It's got between 250 to 300 projects on its built on its network. Ethereum is way over that. Okay, it's got a lot of that. So infrastructure use case for Ethereum, it is very strong and transfers value from NFTs, DeFi, and so forth. It's a lot. Okay, and some of the technology, Ethereum technology, was it's being copied and pasted on by different projects. So you can tell that Ethereum has got strong use cases. Okay, so for that I gave it on age I gave 10. Okay, on use cases I gave it 7.5 points out of 10. Okay, which is still impressive. Okay, what about TGE tokens initially issued at Genesis or token generation event? Okay, Ethereum is a proof of work. Okay, so it's still creating more coins as miners produce blocks. So until we get to a point where maybe if two comes up with a limit and say this is the maximum limit, where proof of stake now we're not creating anymore, this will continue. They'll continue creating more tokens. Okay, but from what I gathered, at token generation or at launch, there was a fair launch, I believe, and 60 million tokens were issued. That was way back in 2014, before the launch of the project. Okay, 60 million. So, but there was no limit. 60 million of what? There was no limit. So I gave Ethereum 25 percentage points, which is 2.5 points out of 10. Okay, maximum tokens in circulation, again, I can only anticipate what's coming with F2, but as far as today is concerned, 28th of January 2022, there are 119.3 million coins, ETH coins, in circulation. Okay, which is quite a lot. Okay, there is no maximum, so where you don't have maximum, you give 0. Okay, insiders. Okay, I don't believe insiders hold a lot, because my brief research gave me the following information. The ETHDEV, which is the Ethereum Foundation wallet, has got just over 350,000 it coins in it, or it tokens, which means it's less than 1 percentage point. So it's very good. Okay, inside the token value, which is 10. I gave it maximum, which is 10. Okay, so this was Ethereum, guys. Okay, certain things shocking, other things not so shocking, but you need something like this in front of you to make a rounded decision. Okay, if you just go with what your brain can recall at any point, at any moment in time, you will not have an objective view of the project you're trying to invest in. If you have something as simple as this, it could be a piece of paper or a spreadsheet, or you can jazz it up whichever way you want. This will give you a relatively fairer and objective view of the project you're about to invest in. And like I said in my previous video, you spend more time researching each element, where you get the information from and getting the numbers. But once you're populating this, it will probably take you 10-15 minutes and you're done. Okay, that's your DYOR on Ethereum risk evaluation. Okay, so what is the score? Where is Ethereum in our rankings? Okay, where do we go? If you think about it, across the 13 elements we looked at for each, we're looking at for each project, you got the minimum, I call it a no-go, which is in red. You invest at your own risk, but you're most likely going to lose money. It's 0 to 64 points out of 130 total. Okay, the next phase, which is relatively less riskier than the one before it, could go to 0 category. Okay, that one ranges from 65 to 89 points out of 130. Okay, then we go to what I classify as projects with potential. Okay, well, every project is on launch, unless it's an unscrupulous player who is launching a project. Every project should have some potential. If it doesn't, don't waste your time. Okay, that goes for so many of the meme coins. Okay, highly speculative. Okay, so potential category, it's 90 to 109 points out of 130. Okay, that's potential. I know it's a tighter range. And then from there, you got a relatively wider range, which is 110 to 130 points out of 130, which are called go for it, invest in it. If you if you're prepared to lose everything at some point. Okay, this is educational. It's not financial advice. So don't take what I'm saying to you in this video as advice and it's guaranteed to make you win or to be successful. No, this is just a small nugget to your journey within the crypto space. Okay, you're learning, you're improving, and you're building your knowledge base. This is just a small nugget within that strand. Okay, so let's go to Ethereum. What did Ethereum give us? Okay, decentralization, we said 7.5 out of 10. Security, 5 out of 10. Scaling, 2.5 out of 10. Interoperability, we said 0, it doesn't have that. Project, we said 10 out of 10. Twitter account and followers, we said 7.5 out of 10. It's got 2.1 million Twitter followers, so that's massive. We said Discord community, 5 out of 10. The age of the project, we gave Ethereum 10 out of 10. Use cases, plenty. We said 7.5 out of 10, which is the current maximum because we still got a lot to do. Mass adoption is the next target. Okay. What about TGE tokens issued at right at the beginning? 60 million. But then we also said because there's no total, it's 60 million of what? It could be 60 million of billions. Okay, we don't know, but we got other information that might suggest otherwise, i.e. it too, but as a newbie, you might not have learned that much about Ethereum, okay? So we gave Ethereum 2.5 out of 10 on that. The next one is tokens in circulation. Again, we've got a number, okay? But there's no maximum, and we gave Ethereum 2.5 out of 10, okay? Maximum tokens available, again, nothing, same as Cosmos that I reviewed earlier. So I gave Ethereum here as well, 0 out of 10. What about insider allocation? The tokenomics, okay? The founders, the foundations, the development team, and so forth, okay? Apart from the developers and the, and those who are maintaining the network, the miners, it's very hard to allocate a number to how much the, the miners and developers have got. So here I went for 10 out of 10 because of the fair launch that Ethereum had, okay? That gives us a mega score of 70 out of 130, okay? And guess what, guys? The scale could go to 0, okay? Now, we know other information that this tool, when it was designed, doesn't have, okay? The advanced tool, that will include some of these things, but as far as the basic one is concerned, when you're coming into Ethereum, from the 2 projects I've reviewed as of today, you're relatively you're relatively safer to jump into Cosmos first than in Ethereum. Guys, discuss. It was nice presenting this to you guys, and thank you very much. Don't forget to click like and subscribe, and then smash that notification bell, okay? I hope you enjoy viewing this video, guys, and thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.